Welcome, everybody.
You already live already?
Yep.
Why you go live so quick?
I figured it was time to get our thing. Give time for people to come in and give us some insight.
You all ready for another episode of Do You Really Know God?
What is that?
What?
Oh, that's our live. Yeah, click it.
That's it?
Yeah.
Why did you have a picture of you?
That's probably just because our profile picture. That's you. Welcome, everybody. Yep. That's you. That's probably just because our profile. That's you. Welcome, everybody. Yep. I remember when we first started the show, I would spend hours trying to come up with a thumbnail.
What the what?
After hours on the front shop computer that has Photoshop and everything built into it,
Yeah.
I would just download a bunch of pictures and play with them like a Jesus cross and
For a thumbnail?
yeah, for YouTube
Okay.
as the main picture. Now, if you go look at them, they're all just pictures of us.
Huh. Okay. Why is it going away?
Tap on it. No, here, let me see. Let me show you a little trick.
Yeah, usually you tap the corner and it goes away, but it ain't.
Yeah, your phone's acting weird. You drag it around. What's up? Hi, Mom. Oh, because your phone's dying. That's why.
It shouldn't be.
You must not have plugged it in soon enough.
I did. It's just acting funny today. It's still talking. The phone is dying, but it's still talking.
Yeah, it is. That's weird.
My phone is possessed. How can we do an episode when my phone is possessed?
A blank screen and it's still talking.
And I need to pop back up so I can get my Bible verse to get this thing going.
Do you remember what the verse was?
Yes.
What was it?
It's Matthew 10:28.
Matthew 10:28. My phone's recording. Go look it up on the computer real quick.
I know most of it. I just want to do it word for word.
Oh, you can turn yours on right away?
Yeah.
Those cheap phones.
It's no cheap phone.
You said you got that for like $20 at Walmart.
No, $200.
Still, mine was $1,000 and it don't do that.
Well, we get for buying a $1,000 cheap phone.
Mine takes a lot better picture quality, though, which we need for the photo shoots and YouTube videos. Because we're not rich enough to buy $5,000 cameras like all the other YouTubers.
So, no.
While we wait, do you guys have any Bible verses that you like? I want to know your personal. I want to know your personal favorite Bible verses. Just as
Who
a
do
little.
we have watching?
Mom. That's it. But you know, one day we're gonna get big where we speak to a lot of people, so you got to get used to doing it now, even though you only have your mom in the stands. You can tell I had to do that a lot as a kid growing up.
Alright, let's get this showboat on the road. Alright. Welcome to another episode of Do You Really Know God? This episode, what did you say we're going to call it? This episode is kind of a strange episode.
We don't really know what to call it.
We're trying to figure out exactly how to phrase it.
I think we agreed on God's boundaries for the government.
And the human race.
Yeah. So we could just say God's boundaries for humans.
So I'm going to start off with Matthew 10:28. Do not be afraid of those who kill the body, but cannot kill the soul. Fear only God, who can destroy both the soul and the body in hell. It is the truth, but we talked about this many times, like how I fear nothing on this earth.
Yeah.
Because there is nothing on this earth that can kill my soul.
No.
Stuff can kill my body, can kill my human being, but can't kill my soul.
Well, I was actually, not to get too quick on the, whatever you call them, runaways.
Yep.
But I was watching a video this morning, and it's going to sound stupid, but it was about a Disney movie. They just came out with a new movie what's up, Isaiah? Sometime in the last couple months. It's called Soul. I
heard about it.
The whole point of the movie is that there's this, I believe he's a jazz musician or something like that in New Orleans, and he ends up dying. Well, his soul gets taken to this place that's just a big conveyor belt for souls to go to this happy place. But his soul doesn't want to die and doesn't feel it's his time, so he actually jumps off the conveyor belt and goes astray. And he, I don't know exactly what happens, but I'm assuming, based on my Disney knowledge, that his soul just goes to various places trying out different bodies or whatnot, to continue on. But, nonetheless, the people, they're called the Super Carlin Brothers. They do a lot of Disney Pixar theories, Harry Potter theories, and they're kind of like conspiracy theorists of movies. Yeah. And, I genuinely enjoy a lot of their content, and this one, he said, if I remember correctly, his exact words were, there are a lot of things that can kill the body, but nothing can kill the soul.
Except for God.
Yeah, except for God. He didn't say that, but yeah.
But that is 100% truth. So, basically, we're bringing on this episode is there's a lot of chaos, a lot of stuff going on in the world today.
If you live in North Carolina, there's a gas shortage.
Anywhere in the world, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that you don't even see because the media is so blinded and controlled by the government that you do not see. Like,
you see what they want you to see.
People don't realize this, but in Japan, which is a gun-free country, you're not allowed to own guns in Japan. There are riots going on in Japan, and the Japanese military and the police are actually shooting and killing citizens. I
actually did hear about that, yeah.
And literally, I've seen pictures where they got, like, tractor-trailer beds filled up with dead bodies where soldiers just throwing people, dead bodies on. In Germany, there's a lot of riots and stuff, and there's German police that are actually shooting and killing innocent, unarmed citizens for protesting. Colombia, there's all kinds of chaos and stuff going on in Colombia. Now, these are a lot of gun-free nations, but the only ones who have the guns is the government, and the government's really slaughtering them.
And you know what? It's going to be us soon.
And that's one thing that's bringing on to my podcast on this is, in America, we're seeing a lot of this trying to take place where the government is trying to take our right to bear arms away from us. And there's a lot of talk, and I've talked to multiple Christians about this. And it's a mixed feeling through the Christian community about what's right and what's wrong as far as the Bible goes on this situation.
Yeah.
Because it does talk a lot in the Bible that you obey your government. You obey your leaders. Jesus himself, when he flipped the tables in Jerusalem at the high temples and said, and had a fit, and they said, well, how do you feel about taxes? And he says, what is Caesar's is Caesar's, what is God's is God's.
Yeah.
Implying that you follow your government, but you also gotta, thank you, gotta obey God. So there's a mixed thing going on in the world between Christians, okay, I'm supposed to obey my government, but I'm supposed to obey God. So I must obey the government because the government's doing right by God. That's not true. God tells you to obey God first.
Yep.
You obey your government so long as your government's doing the godly things. Right now, the government is not doing godly things. They're doing evil things. They're doing a lot of evil things. They're doing the Antichrist things. And with that, as Christians, it's our job to follow God and protect ourselves.
Yeah.
We fight for a right to have our religion. Because you know, once they take your gun, they're taking your religion. They're not letting you have the belief of whatever you want.
You're just really disappointed to be there.
Yeah, and that goes into your story with the oven. Now, actually goes on with the story of David when they threw him to the lions. Because he wanted to have his own religion, or he wanted to pray for God. And people didn't like that. Once they take your freedom of defending yourself, that's when they're going to take your freedom of religion. That's where they're going to take your freedom of speech.
Well, because the second you can't defend yourself, or the second they take your guns, they take, your way to defend yourself, it's exactly that. You can't defend yourself. So they can show up to your house with all these. It don't even have to be a big gun. It could be a small 22, but what do you got?
Yep. You got nothing. Maybe a couple house knives and so on.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I've also seen, and this is a Facebook meme, and I shared it, and I believe it. Everybody always asked the question, where's your lie back in the 1930s during World War II? What would we have done if we were in Germany and Hitler was pulling us? What would we have done as people? You know what? We're seeing it now. We're seeing it live right now. It's unfolding in front of your eyes. Most of you people are sheep.
Well,
you're walking yourself to the slaughterhouse.
I saw a YouTube video, I think it was a couple nights ago, and I did not know why it popped up on my feed, because I don't watch a lot of videos like this, and I never researched it, nothing, but there was this video that popped up that was all about what happened in Germany back in the 30s and 40s, leading up to World War II, versus what is happening in America right now.
It's exactly 100%.
And
foot by foot.
There's scary parallels.
Here's the thing is, there's a reason why people are protesting history and the government's letting it happen. They're letting it happen because history is replaying itself, and they're letting us eliminate history,
forget
about it. And tonight's episode is going to be a lot more about, I think, history than anything, and about human rights. But it mixes with the Bible in a way that I know, like, I've talked to people and they say, oh, well, we can't fight back against the government because that's a sin. No, it is not. Murder is a sin, yes. Defending your freedom, defending your right to live, defending your religion, protecting your God, and defending your family, that's holy.
Well,
that's not murder. That's holy.
I was just going to say, going against your government is actually the opposite of a sin. Because if your government is going against your religion, then you're not fighting for your religion, and therefore, you're sinning.
Yeah, you're fighting against God. There's a reason why you look in Scripture, all the way back to Moses. Moses went to Egypt. He freed the Israelites. He fought against the Egyptians who were suppressing the Israelites because God told him to do that. God was his warrior behind. David beat Goliath because of God's power. God created that, helped him beat that war against the Palestinians. God is all about freedom. He's all about his people. And there is people that are his enemies, who are with the devil and the Antichrist. Death is a part of life, and murder or defending yourself, killing somebody in the name of God is a thing. It truly is a thing.
Yeah.
Because when you're killing somebody in the name of God, defending your right to protect your family, defending your right to live, and defending your right to have free speech of your religion, that is actually holy. It's godly. You're protecting God. It's not murder.
Well, I think about it this way. Let's say someone walked up to you right now and said, "Do you believe in God?" And you say yes. And they hold a gun to your head and say, "Do you want to rethink that answer?" And say, if you say you believe in God, they're going to shoot you. I don't think God's going to care if you kill him.
No. But on top of it, you gotta still say yes. Here's the thing is, when we believe in God, and you gotta believe in God with all your heart, and if you want to truly go to heaven and sit by God's side and have eternal life, you gotta defend God even in times of need. And that means when you're in time of trouble, you can't act like an atheist just because you think it's going to save your life. You got to still be godly. Otherwise, you know what? God also says, you turn your back on me, I turn my back on you.
Yeah.
And that's a true thing. And you can't turn your back on God because he will turn his back on you.
Yeah.
So you need to keep going forward for God. And that means on many different levels. That means if you have to kill in the name of the Lord to defend your family or defend your freedom of worship of God, so be it. You got to do it.
Do it, yeah.
Don't remorse it. Do it. Because right now in the world, and I've been seeing and I've been watching so much, there is so much going on in this world that people do not even realize. We have wars going on in Africa right now. We have our military fighting battles in Africa right now. And it's funny because when people hear about, Africa? No, we're not doing nothing in Africa. I can tell you exactly special forces that are in Africa right now fighting battles. We have wars in Africa. There is wars in South America. There's wars in Japan. Think about it. Japan. Everything you see about Japan is happy, all about building economy and all this. No, it's not. There is a lot of antichrist things going on. China actually has a military movement going on right now against Hong Kong. So there is so much going on in this world right now to where if you actually read Revelations in the Bible, we're not too far off from the final battle.
Well, me personally, I'm against the news. I don't believe in the news. I don't like the idea of the news. Well, that's not true. I love the idea of the news. I love the idea of everybody being able to sit down at 5 o'clock while they're eating dinner and have someone sit there on TV and say, "Hey, in the world, this is going on. There was 300 puppies adopted from the local animal shelter today. There was, unfortunately, there was an accident on I-95 and Billy Bobby Joe was killed in the crash." But the thing is everything in the media is negative now.
Negative, and it's all propaganda.
And that's what I don't like.
You gotta look at what's going on right now on the East Coast. There was a pipeline that was hacked. Okay, mind you, in reserve in tanks, the pipeline only brings fuel to the reserve stations. The reserve stations have enough fuel to run this country for 3 to 4 weeks without any pipeline fuel at all. Full capability. Government wants to put fear in us. So what did they do? The pipeline got hacked. Government says, "Oh my God, there's a fuel shortage." There was no damn shortage. We created a shortage. People said, "Fuel shortage, let's grab 5,000 pounds of empty containers and let's fill every container we can of gas. Let's stop at every gas station and put $1 of gas in my car." We created a fuel shortage. there was no fuel shortage. A pipeline was down for 3 days. It does not affect America. It does not affect travel. It does not affect a thing. What affected it was the media saying that, oh, there's a fuel shortage, and then us as sheep and dumb human beings, sheeps, we said, oh, let's go to the slaughter. They're going to kill us. Let's just walk right in. No, it don't work like that. We created a fuel shortage.
Well, you know, I saw this post years ago that said, because it was all about, it was a big disease or something. Ebola. It was all about Ebola.
Yeah.
And I saw this video that they showed us in classroom, and at one point, it was like a documentary. At one point, one of the people speaking said, the media doesn't understand the influence that they have on the world.
Until now. They know now.
Well,
Back in the day, they didn't. Now, I think they know.
I believe they did back in the day. I believe, because, I mean, think about it. Back in the day, even when the first news show went on air, they knew how many people watched.
Yeah.
They knew all this. They knew the impact, and they saw it rise. They knew the impact. I think it's just in the last couple decades, they started using it for the wrong reasons.
They use it for, well, the problem is now the government's involved with censoring what they can post and what they can't post. And the government got involved a lot in saying, hey, we need to create fear, or we need to create distraction, or we need to create panic. The problem is you got to remember, Jesus Christ died as a lamb, not a sheep, a lamb. The difference is a lamb does what a lamb wants to do, and he goes his own way.
Yep.
The sheep follow the herd. Don't be the sheep. Do not follow that sheep and go into the fire. We're walking into the kiln. We're ready to burn ourselves. Be the sheep. If you notice what Jesus Christ did, he went against everything, every law and everything that Romans put out there for him. He went against all the Pharisees and the Jewish Pharisees. He did against them. He told them exactly how they're wrong. He didn't care what they thought about him. He told them what they're doing wrong. He put them in their place. And he gladly did it. He died on the cross. He took his beating for his beliefs. We need to start doing that, and we need to take control of this world, not even just this country, this world. We need to unite as a people, not as a nation. I mean, we need to unite as a nation, but we need to unite as a people of the earth. We need to unite with our fellow Europeans. We need to unite with our fellow Asians. We need to unite with our fellow Africans, South Americans, everybody. We need to all unite and find these Antichrist people and say, you're done. We're no longer your sheep. We're not following your thing. We need to get these Bill Gates, these rich people trying to control the world, and we need to just slaughter them. You know what? If we took all those billionaires down in control of everything that goes on right now, if we slaughter them, we could take their money, distribute it throughout the world. There'd be no more poverty.
You know, we're going to be screwed. We're going to be screwed if anyone of any importance watches this.
I hope they do. Come to my house. I'm ready to fight. I don't care. I don't give a crap what they say. They can come to my house. I am ready to fight for them. Because I am against this tyranny and these traitors and all the treason that's going on in this world. And I will be the first one to admit that Biden is one of the top leader puppets of the whole situation. And I ain't afraid to say it, and I'll say it all out anywhere.
No,
Biden needs to go to jail along with Pelosi and all these other crooks out there. Bill Gates needs to be just assassinated and take his money and put it throughout the world. We'll eliminate poverty. Think about it. No more poverty. Well, everybody will have food with his money.
No, I mean, I completely agree. I mean, I don't know about assassinating Bill Gates, but I completely agree with the people that the people put in to our government, put them in office, put them in charge. I think that was a big mistake.
The people didn't put them in. They put themselves in. If you look at this election, it's the same way that Hitler made it into Germany. back in the day. It was a rigged election. Read history. Let's see, we had another rigged election. Similar? So here's the deal. I don't care if I'm raising red flags with the government or anybody else. I am a follower of Jesus Christ. I am a follower of God. And if I need to go down in a burning ship fighting for my Lord's name, I will.
Yeah.
I will follow Jesus Christ right to the grave because I know he has my back, and I know for a fact he has a seat for me.
No.
Because I'm not going to run with the sheep. I'm running with the lamb. I am going to be the lion that's going to take out the leaders of the sheep.
I agree, and earlier you said something about you think that Revelations is coming pretty quick.
It is. If you read the book of Revelations, and when I'm talking about I'm not saying watch the news, because the news is nothing but garbage propaganda. They're going to teach you only what the government wants you to hear. They're not telling you the true facts. But if you go online and truly search what truly is going on out there, the cruelty that's going on out there. In Iran, you got cruelty going on. You got Syria. You got in Africa. Come on, you're in Africa. We got military bases being attacked on a daily basis in Africa. Japan is supposed to be one of the most peaceful places. When I was growing up, I remember hearing about how ever since World War II they had this agreement with us, and they're so peaceful there. All the people were all about technology and love and this, that, Zen. And now I'm seeing that the military that they're starting to build up, because they're starting to build their own military now, is shooting innocent, unarmed people just because they have a difference of opinion. Now, come on. Now, and then you come into this country, and you got people who are actually destroying our cities because of their difference of opinion, creating all kinds of havoc, and we can't even so much as lay a hand on them. The people who want to do right can't even lay a hand on them. Otherwise, they're racist, or they're biased, or they're homophobic, or whatever the case may be. We can't do nothing about it, and that's BS. We need to go back to the Bible and go back to the way the country's supposed to be run. We need to eliminate all these Sally, pansy, idiots running the country. We need to eliminate all these pansies in our country that's sitting there. Oh, I want to be misgender. I'm going to identify as a muffler today.
That's a muffler.
No. If you got a penis, you're a guy. If you got a vagina, you're a girl. No in between. There is no in between. God made one man and one woman. Did not make anything else. If you're anything else, do yourself a favor. Go to a cliff and jump. Highest cliff you can find. Jump. Save yourself the headache. Save the devil the work. Because you're just making him work too hard right now. So.
I don't know why that's so funny.
The point is, in this country, we became way too soft. We've gotten off the Bible. And this is including you Christians. My fellow Christians, you're failing Jesus Christ. You're getting too sallious. Oh, we need to help little Johnny. We can't hurt little Johnny's feelings, even though he wants to be called Martha now. We need to... No, hurt his damn feelings. Kick him in the ass. He needs that. That's what our country needs. We need to get back to the Bible. We need to quit with this. This full-term abortion, aborting your baby when it's full-term. No. Here's the deal. You want to abort your baby at full-term? Abort the mother. Kill them all. Because the mother is the one who spread her legs. There is no full-term abortions. I don't believe in abortions, period. I don't care. Not your body, you're right. Bullshit. Okay, your body, you're right. I don't want the goddamn antivirus in my body for this COVID shit. My body, my right? No. That don't go. They're forcing this antivirus on us. It's not my body, my right no more because we have to get the vaccination. But yeah, if I want to abort, it's my body, my right? No, bullshit. It's not your body, it's not your right. You went out and you played. Sorry, you have a kid. Deal with it. Learn to be a parent. And this country is way too damn sallyish
I think even with the full-term abortions. Now, I'm not for abortions at all. I am strongly against them. And I can put myself in the mind frame of someone who would want an abortion. Because there are people out there who genuinely, and I do not like to associate with these type of people, but they have that pessimistic attitude where they look at the bad things and everything. And you know what I mean?
Don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm against abortion, but certain circumstances, I will not. You know what? It's your life to hold the sin. If a girl had an abortion because she got raped, you know what? I'm against abortion. But you know what? That's something that you have to deal with between you and God. No, that's my feeling. But that's early stage abortion. Now, if you turn a full-term abortion, you carry that damn kid in your body for 8-9 months, and now you're going to abort. No, abort your fucking self. Put a bullet in your head. Be done with it. Because you no longer are a child of God. You at that point is Satan's offspring. You need to die, not the child.
Well, but that's what I was saying was there's a difference between wanting to have an abortion when you find out versus carrying the kid for 9 months and then it's about to pop and you're just like, you know what? Never mind.
Yeah.
I don't want it.
That is a living, breathing being in your body. It has a brain. It has a thought. It has a soul. The second that sperm meets that egg, that little entity has a soul. May not have a brain yet, but it still has a soul. It has God's soul in it. The second it is made on you is made from God's image. It is also made from God's breath. It is God's life. You're aborting.
Yeah.
And then when you're doing full term, you're really, oh my God, if I ever found out a woman did a full term abortion, I'd put a bullet in my head myself.
Well, and the thing is, though, is they always say God works in mysterious ways.
Yes.
God does not work on your plans, he works on his plans. So who are you to say that God put a baby in you, and you just say, nah.
And God was wrong.
Nah, I'm good. You can keep it.
Yeah, you're saying God was wrong. You are the Antichrist. You are going to hell.
Think about it this way. What do you think would have happened if Mary refused Jesus?
Yeah?
What do you think would have happened if the angel, I think it was Gabriel, came down to Mary while she's sleeping? He's like, hey, guess what? You're pregnant with God's kid. And she's just like,
yeah, nah, I'm not
I'm good. Thanks for the offer, though.
You also got John the Baptist, his parents.
Yep.
They were blessed with John the Baptist. Angel came down and told them about that, too. And they had him. You know, there's just so much to get off topic here, and there's so much to really get my blood boiling, which it is.
You know what really grinds my gears?
Okay, Peter.
That's what this episode turned into.
The thing is there is so much going on. People do not realize how close the rapture is. And Book of Revelation's coming true. And y'all sitting here hunky-dory like it's going to be some pleasant thing. Do you realize it's not? Do you realize there's 7 billion people on this planet? And the day that the rapture starts and those bodies go, the first ones who are the pure saints who are going to go first, you're only talking about 50,000 people. Out of 7 billion people.
Yeah. I think, there was a percentage in the Bible.
But there's a small percentage out of 7 billion people. Do you realize that that's like a needle in a haystack? That means the rest of us, even though I know, like, I'm going to heaven, I know I ain't going to be one of the first picked.
Nope.
I know I ain't going to be one of the first picked.
I ain't riding first class on that flight.
But I will have a seat to heaven. But you still have 7 years of these little mutant bugs eating at you. You got 7 years of hell, torment, probably the worst thing you can ever imagine going on throughout your life. You're going to have 7 years of that before he finally takes the last bit of them. And then whoever's left gets 1,000 years of torment with the devil. Do you not understand what that's going to be like? Do you people even comprehend what's going to happen? What's about to unfold in your lives? It is coming. I am not. I used to watch TV and watch these movies when you had the people saying the end is near, the end is near.
Yeah.
I used to laugh. What a crack, the end is near. That crack is right. The end is near. It is coming. Now we're at a point now, we're at a pivot point where we can stop it. We can change it. If we want as a people, but we have to unite as a people. And by uniting as a people, we need to gather together and run in harmony. And we need to overthrow the Antichrist, which is working very hard. And there's a lot of people in broad daylight that is clearly the Antichrist, Bill Gates. Did I say Bill Gates? No. Anyways, they are clearly the Antichrist. They almost have it written on their forehead with their glasses.
I think just sent the long message.
Oh, we need to get this stuff going and get this people running in the same direction.
Isaiah says, being faithful over being fearful, we as humans need to keep calm and keep a steady mind when rough waters come through our way. I believe that's why we are always told to try to face our fears, because when we overcome our temporary and worldly fears, then when someone were to come kill you, we are not afraid to face them and know that we have our faith in the Lord God and believe in His word, that we will rise up and believe in paradise with Him for eternity.
Good job, Isaiah. I love it. And that's the truth. You got to look at the way times are. Back in 1942, Germany occupied most of Europe. Hitler was the Antichrist, and it was known. You had American, British soldiers, joint forces, storm the beach of Normandy. Now, mind you, you're talking 17, 18, and 19-year-old boys. Scared for their life, but they still did the job. Thousands and thousands and thousands of them died before they even made the beach. The Germans had that beachfront so heavily armed, they were dying as they're trying to get off the ship to make it to the beach. And they still stormed forward, and they overcame the tragedy, they overcame the pain, they overcame the hurt, and they overcame the Germans. We went in there, we kicked German ass, and we won the war because God was on our side. God was behind us because we was against the Antichrist. Here's the problem right now. The Antichrist is in every country. So the problem is now God is behind the people, and the Antichrist is behind other people. It's a matter of finding out who's who. And, if you watch the way things are unfolding, you can clearly see who's who on the spectrum. Problem is there's a lot of sheep that are in between that they don't know who to follow, and they're just following the wrong crowd. You're a sheep. Stop being a sheep. Stop what you're doing. Open your eyes. Look at the true facts, and then follow your direction.
No, I think it's good to be a sheep. I think it is good to be a sheep, but only for certain people. They say the Lord is our shepherd. We are supposed to be sheep. We are just following the wrong shepherd.
You're following the Antichrist. And you're following yourself to the thing. And God is more not into us to being a sheep to being his lambs. There's a difference between a lamb and a sheep if you know anything about farming. A sheep, literally, you can take a sheep and you can herd them and follow them, and they'll run right off a cliff. You'll get them going, and they'll follow each other one off a cliff. Now, you try that with a lamb. You might get one or two to go off that cliff, but the rest of them are going to turn around and give you a finger and say, yeah, no, I don't think so, pal.
Well, I think we're all sheep. And the devil and God just so happen to take us to the same watering spot. and there's two different, what are they called, troughs?
Yeah.
Two different troughs. There's God's, and there's the devil's. And the devil put a little bit of sugar in his to make it taste a little sweeter. And at that point, some of God's people went over to Satan's, started drinking from his water. Maybe some of Satan's went over to God, started drinking his water. And now we're all confused.
Keep going.
And I think from that, when God and Satan left together, they all went in different directions. And that's kind of the whole point of this podcast, this episode. What we're trying to do here as a podcast, and specifically this episode, is to wake you up to the Word of God. To make you realize that, yeah, it may be fun to go out, get drunk, and take home a random stranger. Or it may be, you may think it's boring to lay in bed each night and read a page of the Bible. But in life, you have these choices. You have a choice who to follow, who to guide you, who to allow guide you. And that's what we're trying to say. The Bible says to obey the government when the government is obeying God. And you can sit there and let the government guide you, but you got to make sure you know which direction. Because the government can guide you one of two places. Yeah. And you usually can tell which one beforehand.
The government is not always into your best interest or the holy land or the holy...
I found that very rarely they are. Usually it's just how to get more money in their pockets.
It is, but a lot of times they'll do that, but they'll still run a holy base. Problem is, you get certain governments like Adolf Hitler, who basically was not only about the power and the money in his pocket, but he's about being a godlike. Yeah. He wanted to be like a god and be considered like a god. And we all know God does not compete with nobody.
No.
He likes people to worship him only. Nobody else. You can't worship anybody else. Hitler did not want that, and that's why Hitler went in, and that's why he started killing the Jews and burning them and killing Polish and taking all these other countries and killing. And that's why he created so much death, is because people would not comply to him. That's going on right now. There is people out there right now, and you can mock and say that I'm a conspiracy theorist or whatever, but it's a known fact that there's people out there that want to control the world. There's people out there that basically want to be the main control of the world. They want population control, where they want to eliminate the population to a certain control. And the reason why they want to eliminate to a certain amount, because smaller you have the population, easier they are to control. But they want enough people there so they can have the sheep to do all the dirty work so they can make more money. And that's the problem. And they want to eliminate God. They want everybody to feel that they are God. And that is the problem that's going on right now. And that's why there's so many problems in so many different countries. That's why this is not an American thing that's going on right now. This is a global issue that's getting ready to go on. We're at the point of the battle. There's fighting in Israel, in the Holy Land.
Yeah.
And it is known in the Bible that the last great war is going to happen in the Holy Land. We got it happening pretty good right now. So if you can't open your eyes and see what's unfolding right in front of your face, you got some waking up to do.
I think God will be more... I don't think right now is the end. There is war in Israel between the Israelites and the Pakistani.
Yeah, Pakistani.
And I believe that's a start to something. But I believe God is more cinematic than that, personally. I think that there will be 100%, no doubt, this is the end. I believe that there will become, now I don't know who they are, and I don't know who's going to lead what, but I believe there are going to be two leaders. I believe, for example, obviously I don't know this for a fact and whatever, but let's say USA and Russia both decide they want to take over the world. I believe that is going to be like a game of Risk. I believe America's going to go and they're going to take as much land as they can. And Russia's going to go and take as much land as they can. And I believe there's going to be two powers facing off.
Well, you're right in some aspect. There's always going to be two powers. It's going to be good and evil. But I don't think it's going to be nation versus nation. Because it says it right in the Bible. It's not going to be nation versus nation. It's going to be people versus people.
Yeah, and I like I said, as an example, I don't know if it's going to be a country. I don't know if it's going to be a religion. I don't know if it's going to be two single people because the rest of everyone else is wiped out. I don't know. But I believe that they're going to gain all the minds of the people or all the land or whatever up until Jerusalem.
But it's already, what I'm saying is this is already going on. The battle's going.
Yeah.
And you got the two sides going on. The two sides are clear. The line is drawn.
Oh, yeah.
Here's the thing, though. I think we're early stage where we can stop this. We can end this, and we can stop this from happening now. But it's all up to us to do it. And the biggest thing that we need to do, I need my fellow Christians to actually start doing it. Read the book of Revelations. For starters. And two is we need the people to open your eyes. Stop being a sheep. Open your eyes. And don't watch CNN and Fox News and all those garbage stations that's going to give you just propaganda. Do actual research. Find the actual information. See what's going on out there in the world. And find a way to try and see how you can help to stop it. And there's multiple ways. One of the ways, and this is my way, and I will say, get as many guns as you can and blow it up on the ammo. Because they're eventually going to try and come for our guns in this country. I can tell you one thing right now. America is one of the last standing countries where we're free to own our guns and our arms. We're one of the last few free ones that can have full access to our weapons. Our weapons, us having our weapons, believe it or not, World War II, Japan was going to attack America's mainland, but they didn't. They only attacked Pearl Harbor. And when questioned about it afterwards by reporters or whatever, after the war was over, why they didn't go into the mainland, they even said it themselves, because too many American citizens own weapons. So if we go into the mainland, we're not just fighting the military, we're fighting the citizens who are armed. That's a known fact. No country will come in and attack America with a foot troop in our homeland. They won't do it because they know they're not just fighting America's military. They're also going to be fighting the 2.5 billion American gun owners. Because gun owners are going to be like, hey, they're on our soil trying to kill us. Let's kill them. Let's help our army. Let's help our government. We're gonna stand our ground. And they know that, one, they're outnumbered. Two, they're outgunned. They're out-ammunitioned. And they're on foreign land, so we know our land. They're doomed. No country could ever come to America and defeat us. Ever. No country ever could do it. Take away our guns. Now you just took away our freedom and you just exposed us to anything that could happen. And that's just my fact. That's a fun fact. Guns is what saves this country from going under. And you let the government take our guns, we're all going to be slaughtered like sheep. America will no longer be America. And that Satan would have won. Well, no. Until God steps in. Yeah. But with that being said, I guess we ranted a little enough. I'm glad you got a good laugh. What's your
For my comment, I want to say, I want to know your opinion on pretty much everything, which I know is a lot, that we covered in this episode. But I want to know your opinion. I want to know what you think about full-term abortions. I want to know what you think about gun control. I want to know what you think about assassinating Bill Gates. I want
me.
I want to know your thoughts. I want to know, I know that Dad gets very fired up over it. And I was a little skeptical about doing this episode. Because, what was it? We did one episode about politics in the Bible. And that one, I was like, no, we cannot do that episode. But you said, we gotta do that episode. I was like,
how are you that bad in that one?
You weren't that bad in that one. I think you lost it a little bit tonight, but...
Well, tonight it's hitting a little bit more to home. Seeing everything going on and how right now, this is the funny thing. Devil used to hide. And he used to, sweet talk his way into people's lives. He's in plain sight right now. He's dancing. He's laughing at you. He's teabagging you. And you're loving it. You're loving it. You're like, yeah, give me more, devil. I don't get it. It's like such a slap in the face of how brainwashed the devil has the human race. He has you brainwashed and marching. We are literally marching straight into that fire pit without any argument, without anything.
Isaiah says, who cares about Bill Gates? We got Elon Musk. LOL, get us to Mars, please.
You're right. Elon Musk is going to save us.
I don't know. I'm not very happy with him after he trash talked Dogecoin.
That's the other thing. I need everybody to buy Dogecoin. Everybody needs to buy Dogecoin. Dogecoin. Whatever it's called.
Dogecoin.
Go buy it now. It's the next big thing that's going to make us all rich. And then we can assassinate Bill Gates and take his money too. So,
and use it to buy more Dogecoin.
And use it to buy more Dogecoin. My comment section. Who's with me to assassinate Bill Gates? No. Talk later.
Private message.
What I want to know from you, or from people in general listening, whether you're Christian, you're Catholic, you're Muslim, you're Israelite, you're Hindu, whatever you are, I want to know in your eyes, how are you seeing the world right now?
That's a good one.
What are you seeing?
That's a good one.
Am I the blinded one that's seeing the conspiracy and seeing the devil prince? Am I the only one watching the devil out here teabagging all the citizens of America, of the world, and saying, hee hee, you party on me, take it.
You might want to get that checked out if you're seeing that everywhere. Just walking, trying to pump gas at the gas station, the devil's humping the lady.
I'm telling you, it's like in plain sight. It's almost like that saying, you want to commit a crime, you commit it in plain sight, because nobody notices it. They don't. Yeah. They're like, wow,
they're not looking for anything. Yeah.
He's doing it in plain sight. He ain't even being secretive. I remember when I was a kid, you didn't see the evil plainly. You had to really look for evil to see evil. Evil hid. You had people like damn, I can't remember his name now. The freaking serial killer, Ted Bundy. He was evil. He is Satan. He was but he's smooth about it. You didn't know he was. He was a cool guy, you know. He hid himself. Nowadays, it's like you can almost walk right in blind daylight and just start shooting people and walk away, and people go, just gunfire. 5 people dead, so what? As long as you don't kill a black man, you're fine.
Let me know when it's 20.
Yeah. It's like, so long as you're not white and you kill a black man, you're fine. if you're white and kill a bunch of whites, that's fine. Nobody noticed it. If you're black and kill a bunch of blacks, they didn't even notice. You're doing it in plain daylight. That's what I'm saying. The devil is acting in plain sight. He's showing you that he's the devil. And we're like, let me go with you. He's telling you, hey, you know what? I'm gonna stab you, gonna cut your arms off, I'm gonna throw you in a pot of boiling water. And we're like, okay, that was fun, let's go.
You promise?
So, I want to know what you guys are seeing of the world. Is my mind hallucinating? Or more open than others? Or are you guys all seeing it too and you're just not caring? I want to know. With that, we're going to end the show with fear over faith.
Faith over fear.
Faith over fear.
I don't want fear over faith. That's the exact opposite of what we're
Faith over fear. I told you you're supposed to do that. Faith over fear.
I was gonna... Anyway.
You guys have a great week.